Hey everybody, this is Tat Comics. I've been meaning to shoot this video for a while now. It's just been really hard because I've been having to go to work early in the morning and stuff. But I just want to let you guys know right now this video is probably going to be pretty long, so if you have stuff to do, hey, just come back and check it out when you have a lot of time on your hands. But I even had to write notes down on here. Show you real quick of all the stuff I kind of want to go over tonight. First of all, I want to thank Eddie, the comic guy, for his contest that he's putting out there right now. And if any of you don't know about it, please go check out his website. He's got a contest going on about showing your favorite Batman cover or Superman cover or a combination of both, and just kind of give a brief description on why you like them. And it's a great contest, and my first contest getting in there, and Eddie checked out my video, man, gave me a couple good, gave me really good comments about it, which was awesome, man. He took the time, watched it, and did it, and I know everybody does too. And I also know that everybody does get busy. I mean, shoot, I'm busy all the time. I got 4 kids, but I also wanted to give a shout out to these 4 guys here. They have a show. It's called 4 Awesome Guys. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. These guys are great. The shout outs that I want to give in this group are Merc with the Mouth, Undisputed Frost, hey, just a tip, Manuel Melendez, sorry, he also goes by Manny, Gamma Comics, and Archangel. These guys are great. They let me come on their show as a guest. My brother showed up later, AG Surfer, and we had a blast. It was funny, man. I think we got off the topic of comics for a while, movies, because we were just having so much fun with what was going on. But I just want to thank those guys. And if you haven't checked out the website, like I said, check out 4 Awesome Guys. It's episode number 8. I'm in there, and it was such a great show. Those guys are awesome, man. They're great guys. I also want to say that the comics I'm going to show tonight are the ones that I sent away off that website called Groupon's. Now, Groupon's is a cool website if you want to order stuff off of, especially if you want to get tickets for things like Comic Cons. You can usually get their tickets on that website a lot cheaper than actually buying, at the Comic Con itself. So if you haven't had a chance, you can check it out. It's a free app you can download. But they had a thing on there about comic books, and so I ordered this thing, and the website that I went to get this was called Classic Superheroes, and they had a deal on there where it was a $600 value for only $39, and it'd be shipping and handling. Now, I chose from DC and Marvel mix, so I got some DC books, some Image books, and some independent books, and it was great. The books, I can't complain, they're cool titles. Some of them I don't have, some of them I do collect, so it kind of helps me fill my runs, and the other ones, who knows, they might be, something I can trade down the road or sell. The only problem that I had with this whole deal was the packaging. For some reason, if this was supposed to be a $600 value, well, they didn't treat it that way when they sent it out. The box, I'll show you a quick shot of the box. Now, the box is good. It's a solid, sturdy box. You really have to, puncture something in there to be able to get to the package. But the problem was that when I opened it up, I saw some books in plastics with boards, and then there was other books that were just in plastics, and then there was ones that weren't even in a plastic or board, and the only thing that was keeping them from bouncing up and down was like this, I don't know, sheet paper that they kind of crumbled up and just put on the top. Now, to me, that's shoddy work, man, because if you do go on Classic Superheroes website, and you bought the package that I did, but you bought it on their website, not Groupon's, you're going to be paying $600, and for $600, that shit better be bubble wrapped, you know what I'm saying? Or it should be like set up like Fort Knox, because I don't know anybody that has $600 they could throw around all the time. But I bought this just on the whim, taking a chance. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get any Holy Grail books, but I was expecting at least the packaging to be better. You know, I think that's what upset me the most. Because I'll show you, you know, the books, and you know, there's some, like, I'll show the ones that are not in plastics and boards that got sent to me this way, and you'll kind of see what I'm saying, you know, about them being dinged up and all that kind of crap. You know, I mean, even one's got a torn piece of front cover almost falling off. In fact, there's a chunk taken out with one just kind of barely hanging on. You know, and I was watching a video today that basically went over this same kind of subject, you know, that the packaging was done really bad. And you know, it was done by Manny. And you know, I felt bad for the dude, because you know, he ordered these Stanley collectibles, you know, and they packaged it poorly. I mean, I'm surprised his books weren't bent in half. I mean, honestly. And if you go check out Manny's page, you'll see the video. It says Stanley Collectibles shipping sucks. So you know, check that out, because you know, you'll see what I'm talking about too, besides my video here. And this is what kind of inspired me to do this, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to show these books, or at least some of them I was planning on to, but not all of them. But you know, just kind of buyer beware, you know. And just, you know, I know, like, if let's say Merc with the Mouth was going to send something to Undisputed Frost, you know, or vice versa, you know, that they would totally package the books pristine, you know, so when they got each other's books, they weren't jacked up. And like I said, I really feel bad for Manny, because, you know, I mean, the books that he got, dude, prime cut beef, you know what I'm saying? Sweet books, but you know, they just sent some crappy. Well, enough of that, man. I'm just kind of rambling on, because you know, I can feel his frustration, you know, about it. But now on to the books. I wanted to show this real quick, because in that contest that I did for Eddie the Comic Book Guy, you know, he was talking about also show some artwork, or maybe something you made. And I did show some artwork in the video, but I wanted to show this, because I do ceramics too, and I made this Michelangelo out of clay. And I was so nervous about making it, because my teacher said if it's too thick, it will explode and break. And as you can see, it's pretty heavy. It didn't break, because I made sure I hauled that bad boy out. But I made this a long time ago. I got the little spots for his nunchucks. And my son really loves this, my youngest son. And someday he'll get it. I never got a chance to paint it, but maybe one of these days. But as you can see, I kind of, you know, shaped it around the 80s version of the Turtles. And yeah, this is a pretty cool statue I made. I'll put that down real quick. Sorry, camera jumping around. Oh, and this book right here, I wanted to show it again, because this was talked about in the video that was filmed for Four Awesome Guys, and they were talking about this book. And then yesterday there was another video that was up that these four gentlemen get together and they talk about, and I think it's called Long Box. I'm sorry guys if I butchered that, but those guys are also very knowledgeable, and their show is great. I mean, they talked about comic books, movies, new appearances of books, and they even talked about the stories of books, pretty much like what Four Awesome Guys do too, you know, which is cool. I mean, this is a great community that, you know, that I'm in. But they were talking about this book, and you know, they were saying how this one could possibly take off pretty soon, because they're going to come out the show. And I got this one off that lady down the road from me, and yeah, I mean, dude, this book is nice, man. I don't have any spine ticks in it, no bent covers, no bent edges or nothing, you know, so I'm pretty stoked to have this book, you know. And I wouldn't have known about this, you know, unless I watched your guys' videos, so thank you guys so much. The other thing I wanted to show is the turtle toys. I have more than this though, because I was talking about Usagi Yojimbo, or that's what the discussion was too, about the books about Usagi Yojimbo on Four Awesome Guys. And so I was talking about that they have a toy that they made that came out with this series back in the 80s. And I have all their weapons. I just didn't want to put them on because, you know, I don't want to make this video too long. And then I wanted to show these because I know that Undisputed Frost, you know, he's a Giants fan. And you know, I watched the Giants when I was growing up because of that man right there, Will Clark, and Kevin Mitchell. You know, and there's a bunch of other players that were playing on the team that year. You know, this man right here, Kevin Mitchell, caught a fly ball barehanded. That was sick. And then right in the middle, man, that's my Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan, man. Bulls. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, Chicago Bears fan, and Chicago White Sox fan. And you know, I do like the Oakland A's, and I do like the Giants. And Boston's a good team too. You know, I've watched them when they ran for the World Series and won. You know, that was cool. I was happy for those guys. You know, it's been a long time. But now on to the books. Okay, these are the books that I got through Groupon. So you can see I was telling you about that torn part of the cover, you know. And I mean, I'm not saying this book is worth a lot of money, because I did price some of these books, and I can tell you right now, some were only worth $1 or whatnot. And the only reason why I did that, because I normally don't, is just because I just wanted to see, you know, if this truly is a $600 value. And you know, I probably wouldn't have looked up these books, you know, if they didn't come in this condition. But you know, some of them, like I said, were jacked up. This one isn't too bad, you know, it came out okay. Wildcats number 22. You know, and like some of them, pretty flat. Here's Warriors of Plasma number 4. But, you know, some of them, like right there, well, it's a little dinged up. Sorry, right on the edge right there. Hunters of Fortune number 2. And hey, look, I'm only holding them with one hand, but I'm not holding it like I did on the show. But see, you can see right there, man. It's all jacked up, you know. Like I said, it just, well, I've been rambling on about that, but let's get to the books. Right there. Yeah, it's got a little jacked up edge right there too. And I had one where the back was just big old fat crease, like it was folded in half. There's another one, 2. Yeah, and see right there on the edge, man, you can kind of see it's tacoed. Here's Bob the Galactic Bum. That's pretty cool, you know. It's like, oh, cool, Lobo book, you know, or Lobo on the book. So I can show it pretty good. And this one, I mean, the cover on this looks really nice, and it's got a little bit of a kind of a back fold on the edge over here. It kind of folds over a little bit. You know, it's a decent book. Armed and Dangerous. See, like I would have never probably bought this book out in the wild, and you know, because I don't read this. But I'm not saying it's a terrible book. I mean, there's probably somebody out there that really loves this book, or you know, read the story and they have their opinion, you know, which is cool. I love to hear people's opinions on books, you know, because it helps me out there, you know, to figure out, well, that might be a story I like or not. Now on to the rest of the books that came with this haul. I got this Superman Man of Steel, number 2, says Introducing Lois Lane. I mean, this one didn't come out too bad, you know. I mean, as it got shipped, this one was actually in a board and plastic. The other ones I just showed weren't. Here's another one, Who's Who. You know, it's got a couple issues on the front cover. Those little spots you see, that's not the plastic, that's actually the comic book. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't fishing for gold when I bought this series. I figured I'd get some, you know, books that were just kind of outcasts to them. But you know, I love collecting comic books, and if it's got a cool cover and you know, good artists, then you know, I'm all down about reading it. And you know, and if I like it, then I'll continue collecting it. If not, you know, then like I said, I got 2 boys now, you know, and they're into collecting comic books, and they know a lot of the characters, so they'll love to take them off my hands. Here's a book too. I'm pretty sure I saw on someone's video. I'll have to go back and check it out again so I can get the name right, because I don't want to try to guess. So this video is already going to carry on long enough. Batman Shadow of the Bat. This is number 1. This one came out really good. So I'll tell you what, I'm just going to show a quick spot on it. Teen Titans. This one just came in a plastic. And so did this one. And you know, hey, if any of you guys do actually stay around for this whole vid, and you know, you have some suggestions, or you know, if you know anything about any of these books, I mean, I know, of course, you know, like the titles, like, you know, if it's a Batman or a Robin book, or you know, any kind of Marvel, I pretty much know. But any of these independent ones, you know, if you guys have any information on them, dude, I'd love to have it, you know, because that way, you know, I can figure out what I have, and you know, maybe I can find a good home for them. You know, if I decide not to keep them or whatnot. I like this Hulk issue. That's pretty sweet. Hey man, I got a Wolverine. Can't complain. I love it, man. It's number 51. And then, you know, hey, love Iron Man too, man. I actually have some of these at my comic book store. They're just on hold. Haven't picked them up yet because I've been trying to just go in there and pick up ones that I'm either going to get signed pretty soon by the artist. This one's pretty sweet too. Captain America choke holding Hitler. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah, like that. And I was glad to get, you know, get a couple of Spideys too. And some of these, I've already looked at them and they're not too bad. It was just, you know, I just couldn't stand the fact that, you know, it just wasn't packaged well, man. That just pisses me off. Rogue, that's my girl. And then this one here, this is pretty sweet. It's number 1. Hellstorm. Now, I don't have any of these, but I'm going to, you know, try to get the time to read this book, and if I like it, I think I'm going to try to hunt down the rest of them. And then, hey, there's my boy Daredevil, number 94. Sorry, my thumb's in the way. And this one was pretty sweet. I'd never seen this one. And it's number 1. I guess it must be, you know, like the, I don't know if it, I wouldn't say it's a reprint, but you know, it's like a retelling of the story. That's pretty cool. Because I do have a number 1 of him, and of course, you know, it's a lot older, so I know this one's like a newer one, of course. Oh, there's the names. And here's another Spidey. This one's pretty cool. It's part 404, number 4. And then I got an X-Force. That's pretty cool. That's Domino. Number 62. Then I got another Spider-Man Spectacular, number 24. I was trying to show some of these on the show, and it was funny, man. It was pretty funny. Now I have a couple copies of this already. I like the cover, you know, with the silver and it pops and stuff. So I'll probably give this one to my son. Then Ghost Rider, that's another character I like a lot, man. Freaking love Ghost Rider. Oh wow, I just noticed this now. There's like a, hope that's not in the book, man. I hope that's just a plastic. It's got some kind of white, looks like paint. Number 31. This one came just like this, so yeah, maybe, hopefully it's just the plastic. I got an Uncanny X-Men. I love my X-Men, man. Number 288. Now I already have this one too, so if I don't have doubles, I'll go to my son. And then Punisher. This one's actually a pretty nice book. Except I think this is the one I was talking about, the crease being in the back. 3. Alright. Slide that over. Like I said, this is going to be long, guys. This one here, this is a sweet cover too. This is my Image book I got. One of them. Hellshock. Number 1. And this one's really sweet too. Number 14. I believe this was also on another vid, so I have to go back and watch it to get the information on this book. This one actually, it wasn't messed up at all. The board was, so I was like, oh God, please don't tell me that's the edge of the book, and it was just the board. So I was like, whew. Cyberforce 21. You know what's cool about getting these image books is that the only image that I really had was oh gee, Spawn, you know. So it's pretty nice to get a couple different image books, because I do like, you know, I do like their comics. I just, you know, haven't had enough time to read a lot of these books, so I got a lot of homework. This one's pretty sweet too. I actually like this cover. Kind of makes me think of like earlier Spawn, you know, in a way. Here's a Youngblood. This one's not too bad either, so I was kind of happy it wasn't all dinged up. Because the first couple books I saw, man, they're the ones that were out of the plastics and boards, and man, I saw the edges on them. I was just like, oh shit, please say not all of these are like that. Here's a Buffy, which is cool because I have a bunch more Buffy books coming my way. This one's a little bit thicker book than the ones that I have. You can see right there it says Long Way Home Part 1. So I don't know how long this series goes. I was starting to look it up, and then I had to get off my phone to run some errands. Oh, and this book here, my son wants this, so I think I'm definitely going to give it to him. It's Speed Racer. He loves Speed Racer, you know. And this one's not too bad. It's got a little issue right there. Looks like someone, you know, put something out on it or just rubbed it really hard. Here's another Valiant book. I've seen this one out in the wild for like $1. So, you know, like I said, some of these probably give to my kid because I don't really have them. This one isn't a bad cover either. This kind of reminds me of that famous Star Wars fight scene between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader. With all the flames in the background, it's pretty sick. And this definitely has like not a smudge, I don't know what you call it, but the spine tick starts about right here, and then it kind of just like bends a little bit in there. So that kind of sucks. But, you know, hey, I'm not thinking the book's worth a lot of money, so I'm not worried. But, you know, like I said, it's just packaging. This one's not too bad either. And this one here, this is actually a really thick book too. I've never seen this one before. It's got a lot of breaking of color there down the spine. But, you know, I like vampire books, so I'll probably keep that one. And this one I believe my brother has, or he has a few of the covers that look like this, which are pretty sweet. I like that, man. Ooh. Just a tip, Frost. Just a tip. me and my brother and Frost, you know, we started saying that on the video. It's pretty cool. So, you know, hashtag. That 0. I think they have it priced at $2.50. Yeah, okay. This is actually a pretty cool cover too. I like this art, man. I'm gonna have to start looking up this. I think it's Brian Wood and Ryan Kelly. I like these dudes, man. It's pretty sweet art. I definitely want to read this book though, you know, because if I like the story, I already like the art. So, you know, if the story's just as good as much as I like the art, then I think I might start collecting this one. Okay, that's it for my books that I got from that haul. I promise my next video won't be as long as this one, but like I said, you know, it just comes down to packaging, man. So hopefully, I'm not going to do this again. You know, if I do this, it'll be, you know, with a friend or, you know, my brother, of course. And, you know, like the books I'm getting from the lady, I got some more today. That'll be on my next vid.